So, what's up, guys? We are here for a year update. As we've been heading into 2019, this tank has changed a lot. So, sit back and relax, and we'll jump right in. Okay, so first things first, I got a lot of new fish, and I mean a lot. Most of these fish in this tank are new from this year. I have very few old fish that came from my 75 in 2017, which was 2 years ago. Now, before we go on, I want to clarify on the timings. I'm talking as if I'm in 2019 as of now. Um, so I'm saying that 2017 is 2 years ago and 2018 would be a year ago. So all the fish that came from 2017 are the yellow lab, the electric blue ahi, the tiger OB, the parrot cichlid, lawanda, the bicolor 500, and the Pundamilia nairi. Some of the fish that I took out of this tank from 2017, for example, like the red zebra, were because they were too aggressive, too weak, or they just didn't really look that good. Two fish that have exploded in growth are the VC10 and the OB redfin borlei. Now, these fish came in very tiny, and after a year, they're like monsters, and I don't even think they're full grown yet. But most of the other fish that I got big, they're just growing into their bodies and starting to fatten up, which I like. And yeah, so all the other new fish that are all tiny, they're also growing very quickly. Like the Venustus is just really growing very fast. And also all the other tiny peacocks that I have. For example, the lemon jake and the midnight peacock and the albino otter point are still settling in, but I believe they'll grow faster in given time. Now let's take a quick sidebar to equipment. Only major non-fish things that I've bought in new is the Eheim 2262, the UV sterilizer, the white substrate, and the black background. Most of which are just new equipment and aesthetics. Okay, so now back to fish. Now, this tank has been moving over from, half peacocks and half mbuna to mostly peacocks and haps, and maybe even a little bit of predator haps. The mbuna and predator haps are the minority, and the peacocks and common haps are basically the majority of the fish. Backtracking to the majority, most of these fish come from Lake Malawi, where most African cichlids come from. The other lake is Lake Tanganyika, and I only have one fish that comes from there, and that is the frontosa. Now, I do have some South American cichlids, which are the parrot cichlid, the convict cichlid, and the pendex cichlid. I like the mixture of South American and African cichlids. Both of them are doing really fine. I forgot to mention I have a firemouth too, and they're all doing fine in the tank. And I think the biggest problem with South American cichlids and African cichlids combining is the diet. But both cichlids, both of the fish in this tank seem like doing well with the diet I'm giving them, which is North Fin and cichlid sticks. Moving on with South American cichlids. Now, another South American cichlid that I have but died was the VA gibriorti, and that was actually a super cool and rare fish, and it's a species of South American cichlid that can get up to I guess 8 or 9 inches. I really liked that fish, and I was really sad that it died, but it was really unfortunate. So back to African cichlids. I did buy most of my cichlids full grown or half grown because I just found it was better to grow them like when they're at that size, and they grew a little bit faster for me. I still do have some juveniles, and they're in my 75 gallon and 29 gallon. They just don't look as good, so that's why I don't like showing them as often. So yeah, this tank has really been a joy to maintain, and it has changed a lot through the past years. Through the past year. This tank used to have black substrate, now is white. This is actually super recent. It had a whole complete different type of fish, and actually not that many fish before. And I really like this change. Hopefully maybe for 2019, when we go into 2020, I will, this tank will look much better than it does right now. I think this is just like the mid phase of the tank. I'm still not done with this tank, and it still needs some work, you know, with like I have like a hole in my gravel where it's like making this mound, I guess. Hole was a bad word, but yeah, it's making this mound, and I have to fix that with the filter and background and the decorations, like the rock work, and still the fish stock. So keep watching, stay subscribed, hit that like bell, and I will see you later.